Alrighty guys, what is going on everybody? Happy Friday evening to you guys. Hope everyone is having a great day so far. And I hope you guys have a great weekend because, my friends, obviously Friday is over with pretty much. We got ourselves all the weekend for the most part, so I hope you guys have a very restful weekend coming up here. But anyways, you guys, let's go ahead and jump right on into it, y'all. Let's go ahead and see who we got here for today. We got ourselves, let's see here. We got Aiden, we have Mary, we have TRG, we have, let's see here, we have ourselves, we have Jolt here as well. We got ourselves Kid Storm coverage, we have Andy, we have Kayla, let's see, Superstorm, we have Serenity, let's see here, we got ourselves, let's see here, Kyle, JR, we have, let's see, Mimi, Daniel, Jackson, Nebraska fan, a little clarification, let's see here, Wing is here. Max is here. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Trying to get to as many people as I can out there. But anyways, y'all, what is going on, everybody? Like I said, I hope you guys are having a great day so far. I hope you guys had a great Friday. And once again, I hope you guys have a great weekend coming up here. But anyways, yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump our way into the current status here of the storm. It's currently right now, the storm is still a Cat 4. It did get downgraded here earlier today, guys. We were talking this thing, it was a Category 5, obviously, for a while there. But now it is a Category 4 with sustained winds of 150 with gusts getting up to 185 miles per hour. The central low stayed the same, I'm pretty sure, since the last update we did this morning. Is still a 942. I feel like that's what it was. I didn't have to change anything. I feel like that's what it was the last time overall. But according to the Hurricane Center, I mean, this thing's not expected to pick up any more strength. It's actually supposed to weaken slightly here from here on out. You can see here by tomorrow morning, it's supposed to get down to 145 sustained. By tomorrow afternoon, 140 sustained. After that, 140. So kind of hovering right there. Maybe a little bit of intensity there. 145, 145, 145. Interesting. So it looks like it's going to slightly weaken a bit, and then it's going to pull back a little bit to the north here. Let's see here. Let's see if it's dying fast, thank God. For right now, it is, yes. Right now, there is a bit of weakening going on with the storm here. Here, I'm going to show you guys. So there's the storm at the moment. This is the current infrared view of this bad boy. Not so bad anymore. I mean, you can't even see the eye anymore, but the center of the storm is right in here, okay? That is right where the center of the storm is. Actually, it's more to the west here on that last frame. Right there is where the center is at. It looks like it's actually dealing with a bit of wind shear, actually. You can kind of see a bit of the wind shears pulling to the north here overall. And it looks like that's actually, you know, kind of disrupting the western convection here on the storm, which is, you know, causing it to destabilize a bit, causing it to destabilize. You know, honestly, there was not even really forecasted to be that strong of winds out there. That's the thing. There was not forecasted to be that strong of winds overall. Let me bring you guys over here to the North Atlantic here. We're going to full screen this, you guys. Let's go ahead and bring you all over here. So, with those upper winds, yeah, you can see there's a little streak right there, but that seems like it's going in the same direction of the venting process was. It looks like that wind shear does die off very quickly, though. So maybe that's why that's probably exactly why the Hurricane Center has this thing actually picking back up strength, because right now there's just a little jet of wind shear, and then of course this thing is going to basically possibly kick back up in some intensity. Anyways, but yeah, now here's the latest GFS model. Has this guy tracking its way, continues to the northwest as we have been expecting for the last couple of days. It'll be to the north of the Lesser Antilles here for September 10th. Starting to pull to the north here right around September 13th as we get ourselves a little frontal system. Looks like we get a little low pressure guy that rolls through, driving a little cold front there. That should help keep the storm, a little bit further away from the U.S. coastline. That little speck right there is Bermuda. Once again, Bermuda's very small. It's a very, very small, and it's kind of hard to tell. But this thing does get right next to Bermuda. That little speck right there on those outer bands is Bermuda, according to the GFS here. Then it tracks its way to the north and hits Nova Scotia there. Seems like that's been it seems like that's been kind of a common ground for the last little bit here. Is it going near Nova Scotia? Let's see here. When will it get to New York? So, like I said, obviously we're not, expecting, as of now, there's no for sure thing if it's going to get towards there. I mean, if it's going to, make landfall there overall. But it'll be right around September 16th, September 17th. Yeah, that's around the time as it's going to, be in this region. It'll be right around September 16th and 17th here. Let's see here. Let's see, cold fronts destroy. Thank you. Yeah, they can, because they increase the wind shear and stuff too. They cause them to pick up speed, and that's actually what's in the forecast here. Yeah, here's the European model. You know what? For the first time from this event, both of these models agree. Let's see, European model shows it hitting Nova Scotia, and the GFS model does as well. Would you look at that? So that might be a trend we need to watch. That might be a trend we need to pay attention to. Let's see here. Not looking good for Long Island. Like I said, right now, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, obviously, it could get a little windy. Depending on, how far, far west it goes, obviously, the more windy it potentially could be. But that high pressure right there that we have ourselves, that's going to be building in across the country, right across, like, eastern Canada into the Ohio Valley, mid-Atlantic and northeast. This should keep the storm mostly out from the direct coastline. But like I said, the problem is going to be still surges, what was it? Rip currents, as well as the possibility here for swelling. That's what it was. And there was another S word, swelling. So yeah, swelling upon the waters, because we're going to get a lot of this water just being pushed inland there towards the beaches overall. Let's see here. Lee got too old, he might die. Well, Lee can't live forever, I can assure you that one. That would be something if it lasted forever. Let's see here. Is it gonna hit Florida? More than likely, no. More than likely, definitely no. Because, like I said, this has been in the models for the last while now. This thing pulling north, I think that's a really good shot. The reason is because, like I was explaining here for the last couple of updates, it's still in place here. We have this jet right here that actually goes over Florida. So basically, a big current of air. I think this is going to rapidly weaken the system, honestly. As the system rolls into this jet of stronger winds across the atmosphere here, I think it's going to rip apart the storm a lot more than we possibly think it will. But anyways, yeah, this thing's going to continue pulling to the north. Obviously, the current track it's going, I mean, it's going directly northwest. If there was no jet, it would just go completely straight. It would just continue to move straight. But since we have this jet in place, it's not going to immediately turn, but it is going to eventually turn some, obviously we don't know how far west it's going to be right now, but overall that's kind of, that's kind of the verdict here, essentially. But yeah, it's going to get pulled up right there in the jet stream. We're going to get that high pressure ridge right across the east there. Let's see here. If it weakens, it will move more west. That's not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. Let's see here. Would it be high winds in Bermuda? Possibly, yeah. Like I said, depending on its track, though. I mean, this thing still does have a possible threat for Bermuda. I mean, because some of these models, I mean, look at that, the GFS model here, the one we're looking at now. That little speck right there, that's Bermuda. And Bermuda's kind of in that nasty range. Let's actually zoom into that, actually. So, yeah, there you go. That's Bermuda right there. And according to the GFS model here, if I was to pull up the lower winds here, yeah, you can see that, yeah, Bermuda's definitely being pulled into those tropical storm force winds out there. This is the winds on the surface showing around 50 knots, which 50 knots, let's see. I think it's like 57, something like that. Let's see here. I want to say 55 knots, or say 50 knots is like, yeah, 57. Look at that. I'm getting that down. I'm getting that conversion down. But yeah, no, 57 miles an hour. So that would definitely be in tropical storm status according to the GFS here. Because you can see these little wind barbs are right around 50. Then it pulls to the north here overall. Continues tracking north and gets right there near Nova Scotia. Did I say Nova Scotia? Nova Scotia. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, I mean, if this did occur, like I said, this would be pretty bad, obviously, because we're gonna get a lot of that winds just, you know, crashing right on the shoreline there, and that's gonna cause, you know, even some like tidal problems. Like I said, obviously we're gonna have a lot of swelling and, you know, even some surging would be a thing out of this. Let's see here. Shirtman, I've already said a million times, dude, it's not going to hit West Virginia. You really can't get too many tropical systems in West Virginia. I mean, you can get them going right near you, but, you know, this one's not going to, more than likely not going to do that. Not to mention, the mountains of West Virginia would absolutely obliterate this storm by the time it gets really over you. Let's see here. Why is Margot, let's see here, Margot not affected by the trough? Just magically Lee, which is stronger than Margot, as being pulled towards the jet. Well, let's back out here to the main verdict here, according to the GFS. So yeah, there's Margot right here, right there. This is obviously Lee. So we work our way according to the GFS. It looks like they do kind of spread away from each other, but it looks like they come together there towards the end potentially. And obviously, you know, a trough is just simply a low pressure system. Basically just, you know, a dip in the jet stream. That's what a trough is. So both of these guys are troughs, essentially. But, you know, there's a possibility that we could see the Fujiwara effect. I think, like I said, I'm still not too confident on that's how you say it, but the Fujiwara effect, I think that's how it is, you know, it looks, it could be possible. Hello. Why is there another... Y'all see that? GFS shows another storm forming for September 15th. That's still 7 days out, but... Yeah. Watch... We'll see. Does any other model support this? The European model hints it. It didn't show it full-blown hurricane status, though, but it hints that disturbance, that little low rolls through. Looks like another tropical wave. Let's see. I want at least 20 inches of rain in New York. That would not be too friendly. That wouldn't be too good. Let's see here. This latest satellite imagery looks like a big gulp, dry hair on it. You mean dry air? Yeah, it's got some dry hair on it. No, but no, it is definitely. Oh, it is definitely struggling a bit right now. Let's see here. No, it is definitely not. It's not liking the conditions it's in right now. I mean, obviously the eye is no longer visible right now. It looks a lot different than what it did from last update here, or from this last night, I should say, overall. But yeah, we still got this big center of convection there. I mean, like I said, the system's still a strong hurricane. So it still is a strong hurricane overall. But like I said, it just doesn't have that visible eye right now. But like I said, we are dealing with a little bit of problems on the western flank right now. You can see how the eastern side's developed, while the western side is a little, a little bit crippled right now. But yeah, no, we'll just definitely have to keep an eye on it. Like I said, this is just a little jet we have going on here right now. According to, let's see here, we'll bring back up the models here. Let's try actually West Atlantic. Yeah, this might be a better way to look at it. All right, so yeah, that's what I was saying, is that winds there. It looks like we are dealing with a little bit of a jet to the west here. It's pretty strong jet, actually. Pretty strong jet. And then it just kind of, obviously fades out a bit. And then all of this is just that venting process. But then the wind shear is going to really kick back up here for right around September 13th, 14th. Once it starts pulling north, we're going to see this thing probably rapidly weaken. Considering that it is, probably engulfing a bit of dry air as well. Yep. So on that southern flank, there's a lot of, that brown is showing dry air. And that starts getting starts nudging at the storm there. Which, but it's going to be massive. It's an absolute beast of a storm. I mean, look how wide this thing is. Absolute behemoth. But a bit of dry air pulls in from the south. We get more, stronger winds pushing on the storm, which is going to help, destabilize it overall. Ultimately as well, as it continues tracking north, it's going to be running into a bit of cooler waters here in general. Considering that, we have the Gulf Stream. The Gulf Stream might feed it just a little bit. Yeah, right there. We got the Gulf Stream right in here. And then obviously we had the path of Franklin that basically cooled down the waters to some extent across some of these regions down to like 25 degrees Celsius, which, like I said, it has to be 26 and higher to be, sustaining and overall producing tropical activity. But yeah, of course, once it passes this line here, which is I believe is the 38 degree parallel. 38 parallel. Once it passes that, it's going to be driving in the cooler water. So, like I said, even if it does work its way up here towards Nova Scotia, obviously that's what the latest GFS and the latest European models are kind of hinting on right now. If that does occur, if that is the case here overall, it's going to be pulling in the cooler waters as it approaches those areas. So, let's see here. Christine says hi. What's up, Christine? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Maddie has a question saying, what percent chance would I get New York at this time of seeing landfall? So based off of what we know right now, like I said, from my honest opinion, I would say it's probably about like probably a 20 to 30% chance. I mean, it's honestly, there's not too much support on it. Even that's pretty generous, honestly. Or that's pretty high up there overall. But once again, like I said, obviously, you can't really go off of that because we're still a couple days out. I mean, things can still change. Yes, a lot of factors come in play here. Let's see here. Kai says, so the GEFS Ensembles has this much closer to the East Coast. What do I think of that? Yeah, let's actually look at those. You said the GEFS Ensembles? Let's see here. Let me double check. GEFS. Okay. Here we go. So let's go ahead and full screen this. So here's the GEFS Ensembles here. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple members. There's a couple members that does get close to the East Coast here overall. But obviously, like I said, the main ground, the middle point here is riding right up on this line. This black line that goes right up here. That's the middle ground. The more than likelihood. So there's Bermuda right there, the little speck. There's coastal Virginia and coastal North Carolina right here. So it just kind of slides right between the two. But, like I said, as it does approach those regions, I mean, the waves are going to be enormous, potentially across some of those regions here. Wait, what? What's going on with the power outages out here in the Northeast? Apparently the Northeast is, like, having a bunch of power troubles. Oh, you know what it is? Storms. Duh. They've had, like, 2 days worth of storms. That's what it is. Anyways, but let's actually work our way over to the models here. Oh, we gotta turn on night mode. Can't use... Whoever uses light mode, I feel sorry for you. I do. But let's see. We're going to hop over to the East Coast USA. We're going to look at the latest wave heights here, according to the European model here, the ECMWF. So you can see before the storm approaches, across these regions here, obviously you can see a lot of blue, which in the blue side of the spectrum, you can see it's kind of, anywhere from 1 to like 7 feet. So most of this remains definitely under 10 feet for the most part. Yeah, most of this remains under 10 feet here at the current state. But obviously we work our way down in time here, and we just get a lot of water heading towards the coastlines. You can see that the wave directions are moving, like, literally directly at the coast. I mean, they are moving right at the coastlines here. And you can see how the yellow quickly approaches the coast there, which is in this threshold of around 10 to 15 feet. Out there being possible. And the places that's really got to watch out for these these problems with the waves, the wave heights, is actually areas here like more further down towards the Caribbean. Like, I'd even say they're towards, like, the southern Bahamas. I mean, according to the southern Bahamas here, we're getting this purple, which is over 30 foot. And the worst of it, there in the core, is around 80 foot, which is absolutely crazy. So if you're a boater and you're traveling in the Atlantic, the West Atlantic, I tell you what, there's going to be some really, really nasty activity going on here with the waves. You better be bringing some motion sickness medicine with you if you have to go out in the ocean. Which, I mean, I would definitely... I mean, obviously, for the captains, I mean, they know what's going on. They obviously know how to navigate around them, but the fact is like I said, guys, I mean, this system is just absolutely enormous. I mean, you can see across the yellow here, which is covering a lot of the central and western Atlantic here. I mean, we are literally talking the scale like 12 feet and higher of waves across, like, all the coastlines here, which is ridiculous. I mean, poor Bermuda is actually in that 30-plus foot range, according to the European model here. So, let's see here. There's another hurricane forming at the end of the GFS model. Yeah, I did look at that, Ashboro. We looked at that here probably like 5 minutes ago. 5-10 minutes ago. Like I said, the European model supports a little trough, but it doesn't support much development out of it right now. It's something that's just we're gonna keep on the back burner for now. We're not gonna spend too much time on it right now because there's still a lot of things that need to be worked out. Let's see here. Breezy says, is it hitting Connecticut? It's not forecasted to, directly hit, Connecticut right now. Like I said, I mean, obviously the cone of uncertainty here still is, very far out from those areas of the Northeast. But we are going to see the speed pick up here overall. Here's the latest cone. You can see how the cone actually starts to pull it a little to the north here, but there's a big amount of uncertainty here. Still is a big amount of uncertainty here. But like I was explaining here overall, we got ourselves kind of a little jet, little area of strong winds that's going to be pushing over Florida to the northeast. Like I said, if it wasn't for this jet here, this storm would just continue to track west. Which, like I said, obviously that's not going to be the case. That is more than likely not going to be the case. We're going to have we're going to have a strong little jet here, which, is going to allow for this system, essentially, to continue tracking to the northwest, but then it's going to start to turn north because of the fact that, the winds are pushing at the storm. And not only would this be, steering this system here overall, not only would the system be steering, not only would the winds be steering this system here overall, but it would also probably weaken it as well. It would also probably weaken it as well. So like I said, I was mentioning this before here. I think areas of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas, I think you guys are pretty much ruled out from a landfall potentially. At least from what we got, right now, it looks very unlikely. Like I said, the likelihood is that this system is just going to track its way to the north. After just getting right there on top of Dominican Republic. So once it's just north of the Dominican Republic, it's going to track further to the north here. And depending on how far west it goes, that's what is unknown, right? That is essentially what we don't know. Let's see here. Breezy says, is it hitting New York? Like I said, we don't know. Like I said, the cone of uncertainty obviously ends well back here. So there is a lot of space between the edge of the cone and and obviously areas up there in the northeast. They're towards New York. There's a lot of things that it's going to change here. I can't say yes, but I can't say no either. Like I said, I'm just trying to give you guys the information we have available to us at the moment. That's just simply too far to track. It simply still is too far to track because from right now, the end of the 8th. As soon as we get up in this region, once it tracks north, we're talking September 16th and September 17th, which that is like 8+ days away. So that's what I'm saying. It's still pretty daggone far away. So, like I said, lots going to change. A lot's going to change over the next couple of days here. So is Virginia not out of the woods yet, says Kai. You're in a region, obviously Virginia, really, I would keep an eye on it for, still keep an eye on the storm, but I feel like it's not going to impact those areas directly. I feel like it's just going to pull north and, get kind of close and possibly there towards Maine and maybe Nova Scotia there. That's what the latest models, that's what the trend has been for the last day or so. I'll go and hop you guys back over here to the main models here overall. But that seems to be, one of the later trends overall. Here, let's go ahead and hop you guys over here now. Like, for example, here's the GFS model. Has the system rolling through. That's Bermuda right there. Obviously, this is the east coast of the U.S. And this system just continues barreling to the north. We get ourselves a ridge here. Basically, just an area here of high pressure here overall. So that is, that is essentially what we are seeing here. So a big ridge. This should help as, like, kind of a barrier, kind of a blockade here. That could help out in the northeast, against a direct landfall. Depends on how strong that high pressure is, where that high pressure is in general, as well as, the size of it. But like I was saying, though, the latest GFS in the long range, once again, just a little disclaimer, guys, this is pretty far down in time. But the GFS, the latest run, has it going right, like, over Nova Scotia there. ECMWF, the European model, is obviously a little far behind, but it still shows it hitting that around that same area, just a little bit later in time. So the European model has it hitting Nova Scotia right around 2 p.m. for September 17th, while the GFS has it kind of hitting there for 2 p.m. for September 16th. So a whole day of difference according to those two models. But you could literally see that the track's pretty similar. But once again, like I said, that's still not a for sure set in stone thing. Things are definitely bound to change here overall. This is the CMC model. I've not looked at this model yet here overall. Tracks west of Bermuda. So yeah, that northern pool is, that northern pool is about a 95% chance that's going to happen. This thing's more than likely going to pull to the north here. According to the, the longer range of this model. Wow. Look at that. Seems like these models are really starting to pinpoint Nova Scotia there. You see that? All three of those models we looked at were showing Nova Scotia being that area of interest. Previous run before that had a little bit west, but the newest run pushed it a little east. GFS shows it in the same area, basically. The previous run before that, same place. Let's see here. Earlier this morning, a model had it, same place. Interesting. So that might be a new trend. That might be actually a new trend, guys. Is this thing getting kind of near Nova Scotia? Even if it, like I said, even if this thing did play out to be that way, there's a big drop in pressure even across the U.S. Northeast. That would cause, probably definitely some windy conditions here overall. Obviously, the more windier, the more west the system goes. And of course, across the coastlines, like we were talking about, we're gonna feel some heavy stuff. We're gonna feel some heavy waves out there. You know, that's basically a given, no matter the distance of this thing rolling away from the coastline. I mean, because like I was saying here, you know, overall, this guy is going to be bringing some, you know, bringing some heavy activity here overall. I mean, you can see that, yeah, right as it approaches the northeast. I mean, we're talking Nova Scotia there, possibly over 30-foot waves. Now, once again, like I said, guys, take that with a grain of salt. Don't, you know, don't take this as the official forecast, because it's not. But it's just guidance. It's just guidance to, you know, give us ideas. But no, honestly, I'm very surprised with the models. I'm very happy with the models right now, because it seems like they are coming to a pretty fair standpoint. I feel like the Hurricane Hunter missions that they flew into, I feel like that actually helped the data they got. Helped put, you know, they put the data in the models here. Let's see. Speaking of, do we have any? Oh, we do. Oh, shoot. Okay, we do have a. We got a couple missions going on here. Here, I'm going to bring you all over to the recon. Yeah, we got some recon missions happening right now. We got 2 of them. We got mission number 5 in the lee. Let's see, we're getting ready to go in the center of it. Last scan was 958 millibars. That's a lot higher than what we have it right now. Not surprising, though. I mean, considering, you know, how rapidly the system is deteriorating from those winds. Let's see, the last one on this one's 958 as well. So, wait, is that the same mission? It can't be the same mission, is it? No, it's not. Okay. Well, apparently they both scanned 958. Yeah, no, they're different missions. Mission number 5, mission number 6 here. Let's see here. So, well, as they approached the eye wall, they measured about, you know, 85 knot winds, which that would be sustained right around 97. Wow, this thing might be rapidly weakening on us. Let's see here. The other one, yeah, this one's obviously a little higher, kind of around like 95, more like 93 knots, which would be around 107. So that's like Cat 2 standpoint. I think 110 plus is Cat 3 if I'm not mistaken. Here, let me pull up the Saffir-Simpson scale real quickly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 110 plus, 111 plus. Okay, so yeah, 111 plus is considered Cat 3. So it seems like the winds they found is, you know, ranging right in that Cat 2 standpoint, between 96 and 110. So this thing might be like a lot weaker than we think it is right now. I mean, like I was saying though, you guys, I mean, if we hop you guys back over here for 1 second, but if we hop you guys over here to the satellite imagery on this guy, I mean, it's not looking so hot. You know, it's definitely not looking so hot right now. I mean, it's struggling a bit. You can see right there, that's the center of convection right in there. That's right where the center of the storm is at right now. But you can see how the left-hand side is a little narrower. So I'll go ahead and pause it right here. Or I'll actually go back a little bit, because this really shows it. So you see the storm. Here's what I'm talking about. So the center of the storm is right here. That's where the center is at. Main plume of convection right here. But you see from the center of the storm to the western side, that's the gap we have, right? Now from the center of the storm all the way over here, you see what I'm saying? The right-hand side is much more developed. It's the left-hand side that's a little eerie right now. So it's dealing with a little bit of winds out there. Yeah, you can see those winds pulling north. Yeah, we got a little bit of venting happening. Obviously, this is the venting up here, but this is just pure winds, just pulling north here overall. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm late, suspend. You're good. You're good. Let's see here. Is this thing even gonna? Let's see. Is this thing even gonna make it? It's weakening so fast. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, it's definitely weakening fast. That's for sure. You know, it's definitely losing its kick right now. Like I was saying though, you know, honestly, I do think this thing is gonna weaken a lot more than we think it is. You know, regardless. I mean, the system's forecasted to turn quite massive. Overall, I mean, you can see just how big this guy gets. I mean, it's a massive storm. You know, you can see from this little itty bitty guy to, you know, this massive cyclone here. Like I said, once it starts pulling north, it's going to get a lot of wind shear. You know, it's going to be rolling into a lot of problems with that wind shear here. Like, for example, look at this. So like I said, that wind shear there, the circulation's right here. That's right there where the, that's where the circulation's at. That's where obviously the main system's at. But you can see this big arc. You know, big strong winds out there. Just north of the storm. And like I said, the storm's going to be rolling into that here. So the storm is going to be, you know, working its way here up to the north. And obviously the jet's going to be aiming right at that area as well. So this thing's going to be probably shredded apart like a blender. This is basically a blender for the storm here overall. I mean, it's really a double whammy. It's not just the winds, but it's the air as well. I mean, look at that. That dry air really gets sucked into the storm here right as it crosses near the mid-Atlantic. So that's something to take into consideration here. The ECMWF honestly agrees too. Yeah, it seems like both of those models are actually in fair agreement now. But like I was saying though, I mean, this system is just massive. I mean, look at the size of this thing. I mean, the thing's bigger than Texas. It's I guess Texas can't say everything's bigger than Texas, or everything's bigger in Texas. I guess everything's bigger in Lee now. That's the new terminology for the storm, because it's about the same size as Texas at this point. That is ridiculous. I mean, this thing just becomes an absolute beast. Let's see, GFS. We're gonna take a look at the satellite imagery. I don't know if it goes out this far or not. Oh my gosh. Dude, look how large this eye is. That eye is larger than Puerto Rico. You all see that? I don't think you guys realize how big that eye is according to the GFS. I mean, that's got to at least be like 75 miles. It's got to be something like that. 50 to 75 miles, I'd say. I mean, that is a massive eye according to the GFS. I mean, going from a little pinhole earlier from what it was to now, it's just getting huge. Huge overall system here. So, yeah, the models are, like I said, the models are actually doing better. Like I said, I'm very surprised, you know, with this update here from how well the models are doing. Let's see here. Timothy coming in, dude, with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Timothy, for supporting the channel. It's greatly appreciated, my friend. Thank you so much for that. That's very, very sweet of you. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for helping us out. Big shout out, Timothy. Thank you so much. Here's the main hurricane models, guys. This is the spaghetti models, I should say. You guys have probably heard those sometime in your life. The spaghetti models. So let's go ahead and move up a little further. There we go. So obviously the point of where the storm is at. The storm is right here. It kind of gets cut off there on the screen. Sorry about that. But obviously we are expecting a trajectory to the northwest for at least the next 3 days, right? For at least the next 3 days. And like I said, right there, right around that day 3 mark, you know, right as it approaches, you know, those areas here, just north of the Dominican Republic. That's the Dominican Republic, that's Puerto Rico. So once it passes just north of the Dominican Republic here overall, all the main hurricane models, yep, they do pull that north track. You know, same thing as the ensembles in all the members. Shows the same thing overall for the most part. But a direct, you know, northwesterly approach, pulling to the north here overall. Like I said, yeah, I mean, at the point now, I'm very confident this thing's going to be definitely pulling north for one, but it's probably going to remain between Bermuda and the U.S. coastline. Because that little speck, like I was saying, that's Bermuda right there. And you can see most of the models has this thing, once it pulls north, just going directly north, which, you know, it'll come pretty close to get near Bermuda overall. But yeah, no, it's definitely something to watch for. Let's see here, the ensembles. Yeah, here's the GEFS ensembles here. Most of the members are obviously, you know, actually all of the members are between, all the members are between Bermuda and the U.S. East Coast, but it shows it it's a teensy bit more pushed towards the Bermuda area. You know, because like I said, we're going to get those winds that's going to be basically steering the storm here more to the north. And like I said, while it's steering it too, it's, you know, more than likely it's going to help the system overall, you know, weaken, weaken quite a bit. And you can see that. Like I said, obviously between the members here, we have ourselves a really big gap here. So like I said, uncertainty is still pretty high from the GEFS ensembles here. There's a big gap, but the majority of them are right in this area here, which keeps this thing between Bermuda and the U.S. coast. You can't see, there's really none of them that has it going right at the U.S. coastline there, which is good for right now. Of course, we got ourselves the other ensembles here. This is the GEPS ensembles. This thing tracked its way to the northwest. Like I said, same thing as all the other models we were looking at shows. I mean, obviously we have the GEPS or the GEFS ensembles there, which did show this thing, once again, continued northwestern track, then pulling up on that day 3 marker, right there for right around. I think actually no, that's past day 3. Let's see. Let me figure out what day that was. I think it was the 13th. Let's see. Yeah, no. So that's like 4 days out, because today's pretty much over. So yeah, that's basically 4 days out here overall. But yeah, for that day 4 marker, basically for the 23rd, or sorry, not the 13th. This thing does pull to the north here, and this one has the same thing happening. It seems like most of those members are off the coast of the U.S. here. I mean, we got a couple of them that go east of Bermuda, but it seems like the main mass of these remain just to the west. So, like I said, it looks like we are going to be seeing this guy, just squeeze between, but a little bit closer to Bermuda. So honestly, at this point, I mean, I would say, y'all, I mean, for the people who's wondering about the system here, overall, and with everything, to my friends out there, to you guys who lives across the southeast here, I mean, honestly, I think a direct landfall from to these regions, I think you guys are pretty much out of the water here. I think you guys are pretty much good, away from that threat for possible landfall. I mean, obviously, just for your safety, just continue to watch the storm. I mean, across the U.S. East Coast there, across those coastal areas, I mean, don't get me wrong, y'all are going to feel this thing pretty heavily. Like I was saying here with the models really has this thing, I mean, going crazy. Like, so the European model here shows those waves, like, really, really amplifying out there by the coast. You can actually see there we are talking, I mean, at least over 10-foot waves being possible right there for the coast. The time frame of this is right here for like the 15th, right around the AM hours here. So that would be, pulling in a lot of swelling. That would also be causing some rip current. So, like I said, even though there's a lot of big waves out there, this is definitely, definitely not worth going surfing in. Like I said, I understand it's a little tempting to go surfing. I've said this before, but there's going to be some rip currents. I'm sure you guys, if you've been surfing, and I'm sure most of you guys already know what rip currents are. If you don't, it's basically the current that pulls basically pulls the water back out into the ocean, which can pull you along with it, which makes it very difficult to impossible to get out of it. And if you are caught in the rip current, you have to swim parallel to the shore. Slowly work your way to the shore. But if you swim directly at the shore, then you're just going to overwhelm yourself and you can't get out of that. So that's the thing. But yeah, rip currents is going to be a problem across pretty much the entire U.S. East Coast there, all the way from Florida, probably even up to the northeast. That's an expectancy at this point. No matter how far east or west the storm goes, the storm is just that massive. It's just going to cause, a bunch of swelling here overall. Let's see here. Got ourselves a donation coming in from Venmo. Let's see here. Mr. John, thank you so much, dude. Let's see here. John, let's see, $2.50 donation. Thank you so much. Saying weather with 2 exclamation points. I appreciate it. Thank you so much there, John. Very, very sweet of you. Big, big thank you. Thank you for the support. It really means a lot. Thank you so much, my friend. But like I said, yeah, I mean, the verdict is, you guys, as this thing does pull to the north. Like I said, for the people who's, wondering about if this thing will pull to the north, all the models we've looked at, all the ensembles we've looked at, it's going to pull north. It's definitely going to pull north here at this point. I'd say it's about a 98% chance this thing's going to pull to the north. We're going to hop you guys back over here to the main models in general. So we're going to start off with the GFS. Once again here, y'all, this is the latest run, the 18 Zulu run. The current time is 45 Zulu. Obviously, this was, still a little bit ago, but this is the latest run that just came through. Not terribly too long ago. So obviously the time, you guys, if you want to follow along with the timing, it's right up here just above my head, just above all the leaderboard there. So we work our way down in time. You can see the storm's going to be basically just parallel with, the Lesser Antilles here for right around September 5th. So basically, September 10th. So basically about a day from now. I mean, because you got to think today's pretty much over. Overall, and this is in the morning here, right around 8 a.m. So this is about a day and a half. Then we work our way to the northwest continuously. This thing continues pulling north until we approach basically the morning, afternoon hours here for September 13th. Right around the morning, afternoon, we're talking a northerly transition. So we're talking northwesterly to just straight up northerly here overall. Overall. Apparently I can't talk to this evening. I am just whooped, like I said, I've been up since 5 a.m. and I got like 3-4 hours of sleep last night. So if I'm a little off, you guys, my bad. But just bear with me here. But yeah, tracking to the northwest. But that little kick in the winds, we're gonna get little jet stream. It's gonna be pushing right over Florida. That should keep it well away from Florida. But still, the problems of those waves arises. See here. Surfer says surfers know how to avoid rip currents. That's good. Yeah, obviously, there's going to be some big rip currents here with this, okay? See, did I drink too much water? No. Let's see here. Is it hitting Connecticut? Like I said, right now it's not, it's... The models are not aiming at Connecticut mostly. I mean, there's literally like no support of it going, right over Connecticut. I mean, there's, it becomes pretty close, but it seems like most of the models keep it just east of you as of now. But, like I said, just keep an eye out there for it. Keep an eye out there for it. I mean, you should definitely still monitoring the situation because, there's still a lot that's going to change. I mean, even from now, I mean, we're talking the storm's current moment here. I mean, the storm is like, just near the Lesser Antilles. Just slightly to the northeast here. And this thing is going to work its way up here to, the northwest and then pull to the north here. Let's see here. John Top coming in again. Dude, thank you so much for all the help. That is super sweet of you. Coming in with another donation, $3 donation saying, let's see here, from Williamsburg, Virginia. Wow, especially keeping an eye on Lee. Williamsburg, I've been there before, obviously. I grew up in Virginia. I always say that, but that's really cool. Well, thank you so much, dude. That's greatly appreciated. We also got Wolf Gamer coming in with a $10 super chat. Holy cow, guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wolf Gamer, we love you. John, we love you. Thank you so much, guys. Very, very sweet of you. Very, very supportive. Thank you guys so much. Adding Wolf Gamer up there to the leaderboard. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Wolf Gamer. But like I was saying, guys, yeah, northwesterly trajectory. Then it pulls to the north here, right around, like I said, the morning to the afternoon, around the 13th. Because like I was saying, we get this, this jet right here. We get this big current of air that kind of, helps steer the storm. Because overall, the storm is tracking to the northwest here. The storm is tracking to the northwest. Then it's going to be running into this little current here, which that's going to help steer the storm. It's going to help steer it, and it's going to help weaken it. It's going to help shred it apart. Depending on how far west it goes, that's what we don't know. It could dig. It's theoretically still could dig into the northeast. It could still go out to sea. Those are two possible options here at the moment. But it seems like the latest models, like the ECMWF, the GFS, and the CMC, all of those models show this thing getting near Nova Scotia here, which I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So, let's see here. Let's choose the eastern U.S. I think that might be the best way. Here we go. So, we're starting off here at the GFS. Remember, take this with a grain of salt, guys. Take this with a grain of salt here overall. Whenever it comes to it, we are talking possible landfall there towards Nova Scotia. This is talking 2 p.m. for September 16th. Okay, so this is right on that side. So I'm going to circle right on that core there. That's where the core of the GFS shows it. The European model here, on the other hand, let's see here, works its way down in time here, continuously moves. Same area. Yeah, look at that. Right around the same area. It seems like we got a bit of agreement here starting to happen. between these models. So the European model is slightly a little bit more to the east here, but it's, you know, right in that same general area. We got the CMC model overall. CMC, look at that, has it right between the two. So we actually might be on to something here. This might be a, you know, possible breakthrough in the models here. I mean, that's all three of the main models here. We usually look at happening, you know. So it's gonna be getting close. It's gonna be getting pretty daggone close. I mean, like I said, you know, there definitely still is time to change. Let's see. Viper says this was a Category 2 yesterday. Now it's a Cat 5. It's not a Cat 5 anymore. It's actually a Category 4. No, they downgraded it earlier this morning. Let's see here. Penny Lee says Washington D.C. I think most of the Mid-Atlantic. I mean, I think, you know, if you guys are worried about landfall out there, I think the odds are definitely waning down a bit. You know, for a lot of, you know, the regions out there towards the Mid-Atlantic and the southeastern coast, I think most of you guys are, you know, I think the odds of it making landfall here is pretty low. You know, because of that jet, the Lord and Savior here, the big jet stream is going to be coming through. As well, you know, it kind of helping knock the storm out more in the ocean, you know, kind of pull it to the north here. But like I said, what's going to happen up in these areas is still a big question mark. We just don't have enough valuable information on that yet. But like I said, the models are heading in the right direction. You know, the models are heading in the right direction, considering that those three models we looked at are like within like 50 miles of each other overall. I mean, it's, yeah. Let's see here. Everyone should be aware, no matter where you live. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good idea to keep an eye on it. I mean, like I said, you know, just because I mentioned the southeast, the odds are pretty low. I mean, you should still monitor the progression of the storm, because, like I said, I mean, say if something does change that we didn't expect, you know, and if you're not paying attention to it, I mean, that could be bad. So, I mean, really, just be watching this. You know, just watch this. Like I said, we'll be reporting on it. You know, its whole life, more than likely. Because that's what we do here on the channel. That's what this channel is about. It's keeping you guys up to date and prepared. But yeah, no, we get this big high pressure, y'all, that builds in across the central eastern country, which, like I said, that's gonna, you know, determining how strong that high pressure system is, how large it is, and where it's at. That's gonna determine how far east or west the cyclone goes. Let's see here. Is the hurricane getting worse? It's actually weakening. Yeah, it's kind of losing a bit of strength. It's not looking so good right now. It's battling with a little bit of winds right now. Yeah, you can see it. So you can see how the left-hand side's a lot shorter, and a lot closer to the center. There's a lot of dry air that's closer to the center on the left side versus the right side. There's a lot of convection out here, but from the, you know, the western side, there's not much convection to the west, or on the left hand, or the western side, I should say, of the center. So, and you can see there's a little bit of you know, a little bit of strong winds pulling up across those regions there. Can high pressure cause severe weather? No, not usually. It's the low pressure systems that do. Sometimes you can get high pressure systems that, you know, we actually just seen this here. This was actually a pattern that was not too long ago. But no, it's usually the low pressure systems that cause a lot of severe weather. But we did have a little bit ago, I think a couple weeks ago, we had this blocking high across the country, and we had this big jet that rolled down, and we had a bit of severe weather up in the northern, upper Midwest into the northern Ohio Valley. So sometimes they can, you know, but mostly severe weather comes from a low pressure system overall. Let's see here. Chris says, question, off topic, but when can we see some cooler weather? Anytime soon? Well, let's go and hop you guys up here real quickly. So whenever it comes to the overall verdict on the forecast table, let's see. Oh, where did that go? Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know why. It's a little glitched here. But yeah, for the first, for the days 6 to 10, in terms of the overall outlook here for temperature and stuff, if this thing ever decides it wants to load, you know what we're going to do? We're going to backtrack for a second. We're going to restart this program. But I'm going to go over the overall outlook, because things are expected to cool down. There we go. Wow. Big cooldown, actually. They have actually updated that. So across the blue, that's cooler than normal conditions out there. It's cooler than normal across the blue. Across the upper northwest, though, it's supposed to be pretty daggone warm still. But it looks like for this this upcoming week here, could be pretty cool across the central and eastern country. That could be pretty good for a lot of us. Because like I was saying, as the cyclone rolls through, as it pulls up, this guy is going to be, interacting with a cold front that's going to be rolling through and bringing down some cooler air, obviously from the north. So that's going to be pretty good. Let's see here. Make sure you close, let's see, chat and hit the like button. Oh, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Like I said, yeah, we really don't ask for much on this channel, guys. I really don't. Just that you guys, are just paying attention, and that way you guys can, just be prepared. That's all I ask of you guys. It's just, just be aware and just, pay attention to what's going on here. Because, like I said, obviously safety is the #1 thing here. Let's see here. I'm in Nebraska, so I'll watch in case. No, it's not going to get in Nebraska. Considering Nebraska's way over here. There's no way a tropical cyclone can get near Nebraska, so I can 100% tell you you're fine. Nah, it ain't going to do anything out there. Would this hurricane possibly hit tomorrow? No. No, it's still several days away from anywhere near the U.S. East Coast. Let's see here. I'm off the west coast of Panama and Costa Rica. There are some thunderstorms that could or could not. Let's see. It's low is what I'm seeing. Something forming. Interesting. Well, there's nothing on the Hurricane Center's discussion of any new system. Here, let me go and bring this up, actually. Yeah, there's no other systems right now. We're going to show you. So I have it on, but they're just not popping up because there's nothing. We got 2 storms out in the Atlantic right now. Obviously, we have Lee, which is the big boy. Then we got, obviously, Margot here, too. Which Margot is going to actually become a hurricane. It's forecast to be a hurricane here for basically the morning of the 11th here. Let's see here. Thank you. Looking forward to break here in Georgia, says Chris. Yeah, it does look like the temperatures are going to cool down a little bit, even as far down south as those southeastern portions. I mean, even up into, like, northern Florida. It quickly turns from cooler than normal to just hotter than normal down there. Let's see here. And again, do I know what days would it hit, says Breezy? The models are talking, possibly being up in, let's see here, a pen. Models are talking the possibility of the system remaining somewhere up in here for the 16th into the 17th. So between the 16th and 17th, which, like I said, that's still very far out. That's what I'm saying. There's still a lot that can change, guys. There's definitely still a lot that can change, and I hope you know that. I definitely hope that you know that. Let's see. Okay, so definitely got to keep an eye on it. Let's see. East Coast swell won't happen. Storm moves too fast once it. See, yeah, you're wrong about that, dude. I can confirm you. Like I said, the size of the storm, the overall magnitude, no matter how far away it is, from the track that's forecasted, it's going to cause some bad problems with the the rip currents and the swelling. I mean, like I said, for example, look at this. Here's the model. So, like I said, in the typical state right now, you can see how everything's in the blue here, basically between 1 and 6 foot of waves, which that's kind of normal. But look what happens down in time. We just get this big wall of higher waves that happens right across a lot of the U.S., most of the U.S. East Coast, excluding areas down south, because it looks like the northern Bahamas kind of blockade some of that from southern Florida. But still, yeah, I mean, we are seeing a lot of orange here, which is over 12 foot, 12 to 20 feet. And of course, like I said, later down in the model, which at this point becomes a little bit unknown, but still, it is going to increase out there. It is going to increase out there overall there. I mean, like I said, possibly, you know, depending on that landfall perspective, say if it does go over Nova Scotia, like I said, we're talking, you know, well, potentially over 30, 40 foot being possible. Let's see here. Is this hurricane dying down or getting worse? Right now, it's, you know, running into a bit of problems with some upper level winds. Like I said, back over here at the satellite view, you can see how the left-hand side is a little bit more dry than the right-hand side there. So whenever it comes to it here, overall, this guy is, you know, struggling just a little bit. Struggling here just a little bit. Let's see here. How did you break his steering wheel off your car? What? Talking about the cane? No, it's having a little trouble. It's having a little trouble right now. I mean, obviously it doesn't have an eye anymore. It's just a big blob of convection right there. It looks like in the last few scans, though, it looks like we got some new convective bursts. Yeah, look at that. Right here. Got a few new bands starting to pop up here. But this thing's gonna continue northwest, like I said, for the next several days here. Let's see here. Storm needs to be stationary or move very slow. You're wrong about that, dude. You are 100% wrong about that. You know, even with the storm, you know, going pretty quick, it's just such a massive storm, and the waves are being, you know, rocked around across the entire western coast. And so with you saying specifically that there won't be any high waves with this, that's where you're very wrong. For example, my proof even is the models that we're looking at here showing the system barrel a lot of waves and a lot of water to the coastline, which will cause some swelling potential and rip currents, dangerous, you know, surf and stuff like that. And if that's not enough information for you, if you don't trust my opinion here, overall, look at this. Dangerous surf and rip current conditions expected around the western Atlantic through early next week. So I don't know what you're saying, my friend. Doesn't matter about the speed. It's the size, the strength. That's what does it. But anyways, we're going to hop you guys back over here to this overall. But like I said, a little update right now, you guys. Like I said, right now we are talking sustained winds of 150. So, you know, it's still a very strong hurricane. Regardless, it's still an upper Cat 4. Thing's still a beast here according to the last update here. Sustained winds of 150 here, with gusts getting up to 185. The pressure's now down to 942. That's the current pressure reading. This thing's, you know, expected to lose a little bit of strength, so going down to 145 in the forecast, 140, going down to 140 again. But it looks like a little intensification could happen in the kind of the middle portion of the cone. Right here for around the afternoon of September 10th here. You know, that is, that's the verdict. That's the verdict here. Let's see here. Just look what Sandy did. Yeah, no, Sandy was a beast. I was actually in Sandy because I lived up in Northern Virginia, right here in Prince William County. So I was in the general area where Sandy was. Sandy was a beast. What are the chances for the storm doing damage in North Carolina? Like I said, I think they're lowering. You know, I definitely think that those the chances are lowering across those regions here overall. Because, you know, for example, if I bring you guys over here back to the the ensembles and the general spaghetti models in general, here's the spaghetti models. I mean, this thing is almost a direct north pool. Obviously, that's Bermuda right there. But yeah, no, this, you know, definitely the coast is pretty far away there. That's the early signs of the spaghetti models. But the main ensembles you can see here, this is the latest GEFS ensembles, 18 Zulu. This actually, I think it's a new run coming through here. But the middle point, I mean, obviously there's a big gap, huge gap. We don't know how far east or west it's still going to go yet. That's the main question, is how far east or how far west the system's going to go. But you can see that there's really not much models that has it going right on. Actually, there's no models in the ensembles, the members here, showing it going right on the coast there. So that's that's essentially what we're talking about. And the other ensembles here too from the GEPS, keeps this thing well away from the U.S. East Coast, which seems like that might be a new way of going through. Let's see, was that hurt in Sandy? No, it was fine in Sandy. Just a lot of rain, a bit of wind. We weren't used to it. We're definitely not used to seeing tropical cyclones out there towards the DC metro area. I'm not there anymore. Let's see here. What would the wind speeds be whenever it gets to Nova Scotia? So, like I said, it depends on the strength. There's a lot of factors. There's really no way of telling the winds at this moment. Give that a couple days, and it'll let it marinate from the models for a bit, and we'll figure out if it's even going to get near those regions. Let's see here. Agreed. It's so large, depending on how close it gets. Most of the east coast can see coastal flooding. Yes. Yep. No, coastal flooding will be a big problem. That's that's already a locked in for sure thing going to happen. I mean, because the system is expected to get larger, get really large. I mean, you can even see here if I bring back up the GFS here overall. Let me pull out the North Atlantic here. You can see just how the system's right now just kind of a normal little normal tropical system, but look how big it gets in its later life potentially. I mean, it's going to get at least probably 3 times its size at least, which is crazy. I mean, and like I said, that's going to be, depending on how far west, obviously the more west the storm goes, the more bigger waves, the more rip currents you're going to have. In general, a lot of problems across the coast. I mean, even like I said, even if this thing rolls right next to Bermuda, if it rolls right next to Bermuda, the East Coast is still going to feel those effects. I mean, like I said, it's basically a certainty at this point. It's basically a certainty at this point here overall. And like I said, obviously, whenever it comes to the, the models and stuff like that we were talking about here, back over here, like the ECMWF, the Caribbean's going to really feel this. Let's see here. Maybe I have Southwest Atlantic. Let's see, Tropical Atlantic, West Pacific. Okay, so we have to grab the Southwest Atlantic. That's our best. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so we got ourselves Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti. So whenever it comes to it, it looks like those, even the northern Lesser Antilles here, is probably going to start to experience these bigger waves here very soon. Yeah, probably very, very soon here. And those waves, according to the model, could, probably get up to right around 15 foot. Right there on the coastline. It's possible. You can see those winds, those waves will increase for the Bahamas too. Like I said, you can kind of see how the island chains are going to help block off some of that swelling and overall those waves. Like I said, if you're in southern Florida, you're probably not going to feel too much of this. But if you're in central northern Florida, you're probably going to feel some of those waves for sure. Some of those bigger waves, as well as, overall verdict here of possible rip currents. David says, thank you for all you do. Let's see, besides the waves at the southeast coast, will there be winds? Also, how big in size will the storm get? First of all, you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Glad to help out as many people as I can. And like I said, most of the models have it getting it possibly 2 to 3 times its size it is right now. And for example, the storm size, how can I guess I can't really measure this right now. Well, the wind field diameter is a good 230 miles or so. So it roughly could get over 500 miles wide potentially. So it's going to be a big boy. It's going to be a big boy. That's roughly. Let's see here. I think around October where there could be another storm south of Lee. Well, we're still in the beginning of September here. So October's still a little ways away, but it is on the falling action of hurricane season though, which that'll be the falling action. Let's see here. GFS predicting another storm. I saw that, John. Yep. I have to keep an eye on it. Like I said, right now we're just going to put it on the back burner now. I mean, you can see it. There, we'll go ahead and full screen this for you guys. Looks a little better. Um, but after the system rolls through, we got a couple, actually 2 tropical waves according to the GFS. But like I was saying, the European model's opinion on the thoughts here, I mean, like I said, still shows a little trough, a little tropical wave rolling through. But it doesn't materialize like the, like I said, it doesn't materialize like obviously the GFS model supports it. CMC model agrees, though. Look at that. Yep, CMC model agrees on it. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we might have ourselves another possible system to watch out after this one. I mean, all the models, they do support that low existing, so there is going to be a tropical wave to roll off the west coast of Africa here. Superstorm says, I give NWW116 the award for best weatherman on YouTube. I wouldn't go that far, but I really appreciate that. It's very sweet. Let's see here. Sandy stalled. Oh, yeah. Sandy dumped a lot of water. Sandy was a massive system, too. Massive system. Could these 2 storms merge? So, obviously they're going to kind of barrel towards each other, but it seems like the models are picking up on the fact they're just going to kind of remain quite separate. I mean, like I said, I'm very amazed at the models here. I mean, they are doing very well. The models are doing very well right now. Like I said, look at this. Here's the European model. I mean, once again, this is still, a little ways away out here. This is for September 17th, after all, which is like 9 days away. Like 8-9 days away here. The GFS, like I said, has it right over there towards Nova Scotia as well. CMC, same thing, right in that general region. I mean, models are doing better. But in terms of merging, it doesn't look like it right now. But they could slightly orbit each other with the Fujiwara effect. Let's see here. Is it still Category 4? Yes. Yep. Currently, let's see here. We'll actually bring up the Hurricane Center here. Let's see. New update was at 5 p.m. Last update was at 5 p.m. Sustained winds of 150 miles an hour with pressure of 942. We got Recon in it, though. Oh, look at that. Here, we're going to go back to full screen. So, Recon actually apparently pulled up a pretty strong wind gust there. Well over 100 knots. It's right around, 104, about 103, 104 knots. So, let's measure that. 103 to 104 knots. So, let me do the conversion. So that would be right around 118 miles an hour that they just found. So they found winds of 118 miles an hour. Like I said, it's unknown if it's gusts or if it's, sustained at this point. But with that winds getting up there to 107, that would still make it a Category 2. So I think this thing's weaker than we think it is. I think this thing is really weakened a lot. I mean, there's a fair chance this thing might even not be a major hurricane anymore. I mean, it's getting... I mean, I wouldn't say that completely yet, but there's a chance this thing's rapidly weakening. Let's see here. I mean, look at this. Pressure. The pressure is right... I mean, seriously, already well above the 150 margin. Or, sorry, 950 margin. Pressure in the first scan, was right around, like 957, 958. Then obviously a little bit lower now, or a little higher now. Probably there towards like 960. Right there at like 960 millibars. It looks like it's definitely not doing so hot right now. Let's see here. Recon found 958 in the core on the first pass through. They're currently diving in the south side of the storm at the moment. Let's see here. Oh, there you go. They found the center. There it is right there. Got another mission rolling through right now too. Yeah, you can see they took a little bit of a turn trying to find the center there. Because there's no defined eye anymore. Yeah, they took a little hook there. Let's see here. Am I saying live till 11 or later? Oh, absolutely not. No. Yeah, we've already been live for longer than our typical updates there overall. Yeah, our update live streams usually last about an hour or so. But I just wanted to go live for, you know, a little while today. Like I said, I'm running on fumes still though. Stacy says hello from Michigan. What's up, Stacy? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Hadn't it reached Cat 5 yesterday? Yeah, it did. I say it's weakening. Yeah, now it's weakening because it's actually rolling into a bit of problems with the winds. So the left-hand side, as you can see, once again, if I pause it here, like I was explaining, so this is the center. Let's make the... So that right there, that's right where the center is at, right? So if we measure from the center to the west, okay, that's the distance. If we measure from the center to the east, you can see the convection carries on for a while. So you see how the eastern side is a lot more wider than the left-hand side? It's because it's running into a bit of strong winds on the left-hand. That's a new word. The left-hand side flank here. Shear and dry air. I think it does have partial dry air as well. Because the models did show it cutting through some dry air at this point. Do the planes fly through the storm or above it? They fly in the storm. They fly right around 10,000 feet. So on their typical recon mission, they fly about 10,000 feet, which is, you know, 10,000 feet. Let's see here. I think it's like, what, 2 miles? 1.8 miles. So they fly 1.8 miles up, which is very low. Very, very low. I mean, considering the storm tops go like over 50, 60,000 feet, they're in the low part of the storm. And, you know, like the crazy winds, the crazy drafts can change their altitude so quickly. Let's see here. I'm asking the dictionary creator to add the word leftern. Yeah. Let's see here. Winds weaken hurricanes, says there. Winds that are foreign to the storm. So, for example, if you have some strong winds that's not a part of the hurricane itself, that's, you know, kind of venting or aiming right at the storm or near the storm, that will destabilize the system and, you know, kind of rip it apart. Let's see here. Eyewall replacement. It's going to get strong now, says Stacy. You know, it'll you know, probably still, obviously it's, you know, going to be strong for a while. Wow, look at all that bubbling. It's crazy. It's still kind of a beast. Yeah, look at that latest frames, big convection happening on it. But it's got to battle the shear in the drier air before it can, you know, get its act together. Like I said, it's using its energy to fight against the winds, literally. Let's see here. Marcia says, let's see here. Thank you so much, Andrew. I learned so much from you. I feel like I'm back in school in a very interesting class. You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. So glad to spread the information and the knowledge. TRG said, oh, what's up, dude? I've been here the whole time. This man's talking the chat. See here. Just now chatted to say good night. All right, good night, man. See, Bone Mama says, hi, Andrew and followers. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Good. I wouldn't say good night, but I'd say, I would say, whatever it is. Good evening. Good evening to you. Overall. Let's see here. Oh, got a donation coming through. Hutman, what? Dude. Hutman coming in with a $50 super chat, dude. See, imagine not streaming until you pass out. Just messing, doing great as always, Drew. Hutman, dude, you did not have to do that, man. So Hutman's actually a really good friend of mine. Holy cow, Hutman, dude, you did not have to do that, man. That is super nice of you, bro. That is very sweet of you, man. You did not have to do that. Seriously. Dude, that's very sweet of you. I really appreciate that, Hutman. Big thank you. That is very, very generous of you, man. I'll make sure to thank you whenever we're chasing in Key Soda I appreciate that. Hutman, thank you so much, dude. That is amazing. Let's see here. TRG says, Hutman, yeah, yep, that's him. That is him. That's the man himself. See, consider it as repayment for MW3. I wouldn't go that far. That was just a gift, man. But thank you so much, dude. That's awesome. That is super sweet. Let's see. Let's see. Chances just turn into a Long Island landfall, says Hunter. So the odds, like I said, they still can't be ruled out, like I said, right now. But it seems that the models in the latest runs is pushing slightly more east. But once again, Hutman, dude, you did not have to do that. Seriously, man, you made my night with that. I hope you know that. That is very sweet of you, bro. Thank you so much. Coming in with a big support, man. Truly am thankful for that. Let's see here. But yeah, no, I think that the odds are lowering a bit for those areas. Let's see here. Edward says, Andrew is the best for answering questions and the master of most relevant maps. I try to answer as many questions as I can. So I definitely try not to skip over anybody. It might seem like that sometimes. I mean, considering that there's, a lot of people that join these live streams, it's like I can't keep up with absolutely everybody all the time. But I try to. I try my best. Let's see here. Electro says, hey, Andrew, coming in from Nova Scotia. Oh, what's up? Saying, do I think there's a possibility, let's see here, Bear Clinic forcing keeping the storm intense during post-tropical transition? Okay, so there is some models that does support that. We got a fellow weather nerd here. I can already tell. There is a little bit of, support of it, briefly strengthening because of that before making landfall. Like I said, once again, though, it is still, we're still talking 8+ days out, so things are definitely going to change. It's a possibility. Like I said, I definitely am, glad to see a fellow weather nerd. But no, I definitely, we'll say it is a possibility, and the models do support this. Obviously, from that tropical transition as it rolls into cooler waters, it does, it could briefly pick up, maybe just a little bit of intensity. It's possible. It is possible, as the pressure does, drop according to some of these models to some degree overall. But yeah. Let's see here. But yeah, but I think it's a possibility, dude. I really do. See here, and like I said, obviously, definitely keep an eye out there for it, my friend, for sure. Let's see here. Breezy says I would donate. Like I said, guys, y'all, seriously, donations are not something that's required. Y'all do not have to donate. It's not for the money. Never in my life will this be for the money. I mean, like I said, the money is just a bonus, really. I mean, I just enjoy tracking weather and helping people out in general. That's the entire purpose of this channel, is just helping people out. Money or not, I'd still be here. I still would be here. Let's see, most exciting hurricane in a while. Yeah, I mean, that and Adalia, or still having a hard time figuring out that name. I think it's Adalia. But no, this one's, a little suspicious, that's for sure. Let's see here. Hupman says, gotta work on some college work. All right, dude. Once again, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'll make sure to give you a big thank you as well. Let's see here. In my opinion, what's the strongest hurricane I've experienced? I don't think that's an opinion. In my opinion, what is the strongest hurricane I've experienced? Says Hunter. I'm sorry, but it would have to be Sandy. I haven't been through too many hurricanes in my life. I went through Nicole last winter. I'm sorry. I just love your comment. I did go through. I went through Nicole last winter. I was like November. So technically it was fall. But that one wasn't too bad. I was in Florida. I was in Central Florida, so obviously, you know, it's just a little bit of rain and some winds. But Sandy was bad. Sandy was bad because of the fact that we had, you know, a lot of flooding and all of that stuff. I mean, Sandy was just a beast, and it was sitting over an area for a while. Let's see here. Roadster says, move into Florida. Better be prepared. Yeah, like I said, my family lives in Florida. I'm moving closer to my family down there in Florida. My brother just got he lived in Florida for a while. He got a new house in Florida, and he got a big house, so I'm actually moving in there with him, so I'll get to be down there. Have I ever been in an eye? No. Nope. Yeah, I'm going to have to get used to these hurricanes, that's for sure, whenever I move down there, which I'm going to be moving less than a month. Here soon I'm going to have to start getting everything packed up, which if my content starts, you know, dropping a bit in terms of, you know, less coverage and stuff, is because I'm packing up. But I'll try to stay as long as I can. Obviously, the day I leave, I can't stream at all. Let's see, did Ohio get impacted by Sandy? I think a little. I think the eastern side of Ohio might have got a little something out of it. I mean, because like I said, that system was so big. See, Hunter said, need sleep. Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Let's see, what about the new European model run? 7 days out, look at Florida. Let's see, the ECMWF. 12 Zulu is the last one we got. Yeah, like I said, we have ourselves. Let's see, you said towards Florida, right? Hold on. Anyways, but in the European model here, according to it, like I said, we actually have ourselves another tropical wave. Another tropical wave rolling its way through. So that's something to watch, because like I said, the GFS supports it. Actually, the GFS shows 2 tropical waves. I mean, we are like at peak hurricane season right now, guys. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but we are at peak hurricane season. Also, CMC model supports this one as well. So, yeah, we might be in line, guys, for another system to follow. Let's see, Irma's eye was huge. Oh, yeah. See, is the storm weaker, says Scott? Yep, it's weaker than it was yesterday. It's sustained at 150 with obviously higher gusts right now. And the pressure is 942 millibars, but I think it's actually a lot higher than that now, considering Recon. Let's see here. Yeah, Recon has this thing. Oh my gosh, they measured 960 millibars. Dude, yeah, this thing is like... This thing is like weakening quick. I mean, they got the center too. Looks like they got the center. But this thing's losing its strength quickly because of the dry air and the winds, the shear. Let's see here. Serenity says, see, you'll be here for any big event to help keep people safe, I'm sure. Serenity, like I said, I'm here for the smallest events too. Like I said, any threat of severe weather, you know, any threat of severe weather, you know, I'm going to be here for some point. Like I said, usually I go live of slight risk and higher for, you know, coverage of severe weather. And whenever it comes to Tropics, obviously I'm live overall as well. Oh, let's see here. Got another donation coming in. See, on Cashapp from, I don't know the first name. I'm terrible with names. I'm so sorry. But last name, the name is Davis. I can say Davis. Thank you, Davis, for a $10 donation coming through. Thank you so much, dude. That's very sweet of you. See here. The note that they attached says, let's see here, for being such a great weatherman, thank you. You are very welcome, Davis. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm sorry I don't know how to say your the first name there. Terrible with pronunciations. Like I said, don't take that personally. I'm that way with everybody, okay? But I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. It's very sweet of you. Big thank you. Thank you guys for the support. Like I said, please know that, you know, it's not mandatory at all. Like I said, there's, you know, you all don't have to donate. Like I said, save your all money. Save money. Let's see. This reminds me of Irma. What? Lee does? How does Lee remind you of Irma? Yeah, Irma. Oh, wait, hold on. I think Irma did start out. Hold on. I want to see the track from Irma. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep. I figured. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So it did kind of start out that way. Went just north of the Lesser Antilles. And then it just kept on going west and didn't pull north. But like I said, with this system here, though, it should not play out this way. It should not play out this way. See, it's pronounced Isla. Oh, okay. Did I say it right still? Well, thank you, Isla. Greatly appreciate it, dude. Once again, that's very sweet of you. Big thank you. Like I said, you did not have to do that. But like I said, the difference with this one is that we have high pressure across the central eastern side of the country, which is going to act as a, obviously a possible barrier. Let's see here. See. The model underdid the shear. So that's cool. It looks like it, yeah. Because like I said, we weren't really seeing too much shear at this point of the cycle. We've seen a bit of dry air being a possible concern, but it seemed like most of the models had it punching right through. And obviously now, let's see, back to the GFS real quickly. Yeah, let me pull up to see. Back over here to the wind shear. Oh yeah, I see it. So we got a bit of winds right here. Bit of winds, aiming at the storm there. It looks like those winds die out though. For the 10th. Yeah, there's definitely a little connected jet right there. It's fairly weak shear, but it's enough to make that hurricane mad, and it does not like it. But just wait till it gets up in the wait till it works its way just north of the Caribbean here. Once it works its way to the north of the Caribbean, we're gonna get a massive jet. That's the thing, guys. This thing's gonna be steering eastbound because, like I said, we're gonna have these, this big jet here. That's gonna allow for the storm to pull north. And like I said, so once again, for the people who live in Florida and the southeast, like I said, I think you guys are good. I don't think we're expecting any landfall out there. Let's see here. See, no cash, question mark, pop in often, watch the ads, every penny helps. Well, I appreciate it, dude. It's very, very sweet, Serenity. Let's see here. If you need, see you later, Mary. Thanks for joining. David says, in 2003, I was in a tornado. Winds got to 165. It wasn't fun. I can assure that it wasn't. My neighbor was spared other than the trees down. Or neighborhood. He said neighbor. Yeah, it's a sign that I need sleep. Well, that's good. At least that, a couple trees can be replanted. Lives can't. So that's good. That's good. It was just trees. Let's see here. All right, see you later, Andy. But anyways, yeah, so like I said, overall verdict is, let's actually take a look here actually towards HWRF in those models. But the overall verdict is, like I was saying, northwest motion for the next 3 to 4 days still, or about the next 3 days. Dude, I mean, look how big the eye gets. So, for example, look at this, guys. So, the current state of the system, you can see how small the eye is. I mean, look at this. I'm actually going to circle that. So, that's like the center, right? Look how big the center gets. Oh my gosh, dude. That's a freaking donut. I mean, like, look, that little circle is the size of the eye in the first category. Or, sorry, in the first run. The first, the short range. That thing just gets massive, according to the model. I mean, the models... Oh my gosh, dude. Look at that eye. It's a full pupil. It is. That it is. It goes from looking in the dark, or yeah, it goes from looking in the light to looking in the dark. A bagel cane, yeah, pretty much. I mean, it turns from a nice, well-developed eye to just a massive, huge. It's crazy. Let's see. Let's see. Is it hitting Connecticut super bad? It says Breezy. Like I said, there's really not much model support that has it, directly hitting Connecticut itself. It'll be a close pass to the northeast regardless. Seems to be a good possibility. Dude, even the GFS shows this massive eye. I mean, look at that thing. I wish there was a measuring tool here. Breezy, you don't have to spam the same question over again, dude. Let's see. Wasn't 2020 the most active year? Yep, we had 30 named storms in 2020, which we were in a deep La Nina. La Ninas mean less trade winds across the Atlantic, which basically allows for more intensification, less destroying of the cyclones. And El Nino, we said we're in an El Nino right now, as you guys probably seen from my winter forecast, if you guys watched that. If you didn't, after the live stream, go check out our winter forecast. I got that out here today. But like I was explaining, though, the El Nino usually has stronger winds, which the winds that are foreign to a hurricane rip it apart. So, yeah. But this season has magically been above average. It was forecasted to be above average, though, too. Joshua says, so is Florida safe? Yeah. No, I'd say Florida's safe from a landfall at this point. The only thing that Florida's going to watch out, though, for is the tidal problems. Like I said, there's going to be some heavy waves, though, still, and rip currents. So, obviously, if you're in the east coast of Florida, you got to be watching this, okay? Because later on down in the spectrum, as the system, like I said, it's not supposed to, make landfall over there, like I was saying, but it's supposed to still aim a lot of its waves at the eastern side of Florida overall. But and like I said, obviously, depending on its track too, will determine how big the waves can get. Cool says, great job on the winter forecast. I appreciate it. Yeah, I spent you guys don't realize that was essentially a 8-minute video. It took me 8 hours to make. With all the graphics, I had to do the research. I had to make the graphics. Then I had to take the graphics, go over to my main computer here. I made those on my laptop, and then I had to make a video, like a normal video, and I had to edit the video and to make the thumbnail, all that stuff. It took me about 8 hours to make that winter forecast. So if you guys could show some love, it'd be greatly appreciated. Because, yeah, it definitely it took me a while to make that. Most videos usually take me about 2 to 4 hours, but winter forecast a little longer because of the other steps I had to do. But I enjoyed it, though. Let's see, 2020 Florida got a break. They did. Yeah. They did. Let's see here. This coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Very sweet of you. I appreciate it. Saying, get some rest soon. Thanks for what you do here. You're very welcome. This big shout out goes to you. I love how it doesn't pop up your name. This is anonymous. But, I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Video creation takes time. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. Content creation is a lot harder than it looks. See, big waves in New York City? Most likely, yes. I mean, like I said, that's going to be the most likely scenario. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see northeast U.S., so obviously New York City is right in here. Let's pull back to the latest model. Or the latest one that actually reaches out this far in general. As you can see, yeah, the waves definitely get up higher. You can kind of see the color spectrum of over 10 feet, potentially. Depending on how close it gets, it could be higher. Could be really high. Let's hope not. Let's see here. How about Hurricane Jova? Jova's running into like I said, yeah, Jova is basically running into cooler water right now. It's barely even a hurricane anymore. It's struggling a lot. It's not doing so hot right now. Sustained winds of 85. This thing was a Cat 5 at one point as well. 85 sustained gusts up to 105. So it still is a medium Cat 1 right now. But it's going to rapidly weaken because it's heading into cooler waters overall. Let's see here. I edited 2 minute videos for school. It took me 3 hours. Yeah. Do I think Hurricane Lee will create big waves in Canada? I think that's a good possibility. I think it's a possibility. You know, like I said, obviously with that close approach there to Nova Scotia there, yeah, big waves would be a good possibility out there overall. Let's see here. Oh, Michael coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Michael. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Grab some big red soda on me. I got you, fam. I got you. I appreciate that, dude. I think you mean buying a new case, but still. In your honor. In your honor. There we go. Cheers, man. I appreciate it, dude. That's very sweet of you. Big thank you for the donation. Thank you so much, Michael. That's very sweet of you. But no, yeah, those waves will get pretty big. You know, they will get pretty big. Potentially across Eastern Canada. You know, like I said, that's the common ground now. Like I said, that's basically the common ground here between the main models. I mean, like I was saying, models are doing pretty good. Let's see here. North Atlantic here. So this is what I was saying. You know, between the model, we're gonna full screen this here. Like I said, watch this one closely. Watch this one closely. So we track our way down in time. The GFS has this thing. Like I said, once again, this is a little disclaimer. This is still very far out. Still is, you know, several days out. But the GFS, let's see here. The GFS has the system right there. Let's see here. The ECMWF has the system very similar, right in that same area here. Let's see here. Tara coming in here with a $20 super chat. Are you serious? Tara, thank you so much. You did not have to do that at all. Wow, big support coming in from Tara. Seriously, Tara, I'm probably saying your name wrong. I'm terribly sorry. But thank you so much for that. That is very sweet of you. Big thank you, Tara. Like, that really means a lot. Thank you so much. You did not have to do that. That is very sweet, very generous of you. Thank you so much for that donation. It's very sweet of you. Big thank you. Guys in chat, please give Tara and Michael and everybody who donated a big thank you. That is very sweet. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Tara. Once again, big shout out goes to you. That's very sweet. But like I said, yeah, the European model supports that there as well. Like I said, whenever it comes to like the CMC model, you can see it. It seems like that's a new trend, as the models are kind of aiming right at Nova Scotia there. See, Tara says, this is our real weather channel. I appreciate it, Tara. That's very sweet of you. Once again, you did not have to do that. You did not have to do that. That is very, very sweet. Let's see here. Do I think at its current, currently weakened, that it will get larger in size? But as it currently has weakened, that it will get larger in size. I think the models are doing okay. I mean, like I said, obviously, you know, right now it's just running into a little bit of problems with the dry air and the winds, but it seems like that gets cleared up here in the future. Let's see here. But yeah. See, yeah, but once again, thank you so much, Tara. All of you guys, y'all are very sweet. Very sweet. Let's see here. See, for real info, I appreciate it. Like I said, that really means a lot to me. It really does, you guys. Thank you so much. I mean, like I said, it's in general, it's just the thought that counts. It really is. Like I said, this channel will never, ever be for money. Never will be. I mean, seriously, I would never ask for any donations or anything like that. Like I said, I even tell you guys save your money because, like I said, I mean, that's it's just a bonus, you know. It's just it helps. Trust me. Obviously, I mean, you get that it helps, but like I said, it's just very sweet, very sweet. I really appreciate it. Let's see here. Gotta go to bed, says Breezy. Yeah, no, we're probably gonna head off here pretty soon too. Wow, we've already been live for an hour and 45 minutes apparently. Holy cow. Been live for quite a while. Let's see here. Nova Scotia friends need to watch the developing weather event. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because like I said, it seems like that might be a new trend here, as the storm could be pulling more to the north. Seems like that might be a new trend here overall. This thing pulling more to the north here. It's a possibility. Possibility overall. We're just going to take a look here at some of the other models. We have the HAFSA. We did not look at that one. Wait, what? Hold on. Is that even Lee? Oh, I was about to say, that doesn't look like Lee. But HAFSA, let's see here. Wow, it shows rapid weakening. You see that? It shows 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., which right now is 9:36 to 9:63. Oh, wow. Okay, so it shows rapid weakening, and then it shows rapid strengthening. It shows it starting to really kick off in strength again for like the morning of September 10th. So it looks like it has a little hiccup between now all through today. But once it works its way in the morning of the 10th, it looks like that's whenever it, drops, kicks back in gear. And, and works its way to the west. I mean, yeah, this model has it getting down really low. Wow. Yeah, it still has that system getting pretty big. The overall, that seems like the verdict here is that the overall models has the eye just getting massive. Just really big in general. See, the HAFSB here overall as well. Let's see here. This the second part to the model, the sequel. This is the sequel. The continuation supports this thing. Yeah, still getting pretty strong. 915 millibars. I don't know how much I trust that, but oh my gosh, dude, that's a complete buzzsaw. Wow. Let's see here. Braven says hi, Andrew. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Let's see. I'm in Prince Edward Island, Canada. We're going to get hit hard again. Still recovering from Fiona. Oh, I remember that. Well, please, like I said, just keep an eye out there for it. Let's see here. Breezy says bye. See, thanks for being the best weatherman on YouTube. You're very welcome. Thank you so much. Super, don't say that. It's never a good thing to ask for money. Seriously. Let's see here. Nothing too big other than $20 donations. That's big in my books. That is big in my books. It's very sweet. But yeah, I mean, this thing, yeah, it shows that hiccup process. So the storm obviously was doing pretty well. The eye, distinguished, essentially. The eye distinguished. And it looks like as we work away, like I said, for the morning of September 10th, boom, that eye comes back. The eye comes back. And then, like I said, you can see that north track. So there's the, I think that's the southern Bahamas. Pretty sure, yeah. Continues westbound and then pulls to the north there. Fair. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, look at this one. The HMON. So this one shows... Okay, 930. Okay, so this model does... This one doesn't really show too much weakening. It doesn't really show too much weakening. On this one, it shows the system grabbing, like I said, getting larger, obviously. Like I said, look at the system from there to there. Oh my god, dude. That thing's a freaking beast. I mean, do you see the size? Like, okay. I wish there was a way I can measure this. Dude, it takes up the whole screen. You can't even see where there's not tropical storm force winds. That is crazy. That is actually really crazy. So that model does not play nice. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to try the parents models. Yeah, I can see. This will probably show. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see the size. There you go. There's a big size difference there. So you see this little guy, little baby storm, and it turns into a monster at the end. Let's see here. Let's see. Do I think that... yeah, like I said, Connecticut, once again, I like I said, we've already talked about Connecticut. It's not ruled out still yet. It's still not ruled out. But like I said, it's going to need to be monitored still. But it, yeah, definitely should keep an eye on it. Like I said, we're still talking several days away. So a lot's going to change at that point. A lot is bound to change. Jasmine says, I'm obsessed with this. What, the weather? I am too. That's what got me into this here. Let's see here. It's got to be 200 millibars at less. That would be a little crazy. Let's see here. I'm in Newark, New Jersey, said Jasmine. Gotcha. Yeah, so whenever it comes to it, like I said, I mean, obviously the coastal areas of New Jersey is probably going to feel this. I mean, like I said, the majority of the coast, you know, the majority of the coast here, here, let's go ahead and hop you guys back over here. We're going to drop to East Coast here. We're actually going to have to drop a little further than that. Back to the previous one. Let's see here. So back, let's see, further down in time here. Yeah, I mean, look how big those waves get. I mean, it goes from like nothing, you know, very low to just. Yeah, that's that. Let's see here. Florida, like I said, I think Florida's good. The only problem, like I was saying, is this, you know, the potential of some swelling of the water, because like I said, we're going to see some pretty big waves roll inland and rip currents. Let's see here. Will Newfoundland be affected? Let's see here. Actually, I forgot. Let's see, that's in Canada. Isn't that? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep, that's right. I had the little refresh on where Newfoundland was. That's well to the north. That's way too far out to tell, dude. I mean, honestly, like I said, just keep an eye on it, though. You know, just like tune back into another one of our streams in a couple days. I mean, like I said, just right now, there's not enough information to tell that. I mean, like I said, all we really know now is that it's going to be pulling north, more than likely. Let's see here. See, Michael says, I live in Denver. Should I flee to the mountains for the storm surge? Absolutely. I'd recommend at least 3,000 feet. I'm kidding. I hope you guys know I'm kidding with that, okay? Got to add some humor into this every once in a while. Let's see here. No, the hurricane's not supposed to hit West Virginia. It would definitely, you know, it would definitely die out. You know, because these systems do not like mountain ranges at all. They do not like mountain ranges. Let's see here. Netta says, thank you. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Yeah, like I said, just join back in a future stream, and I'll let you know. Because we'll have more information. You know, join back in like the next 3 days or so, and I should have a better word overall. All right, let's go and take a look at the recon. Oh, they're flying through it again. Flying right through the eye. So that the last scan they had, or the first scan they had. Here, I'll draw this. So they started by rolling this way. They went through it, and they measured 958 millibars. They measured the northeast side. They went straight back down again, measured 960. Big Bluetooth symbol here. Now they're back in the eye again. So they're doing another scan by. See, I was just kidding on my comment. Oh, Michael, I know. See, so many fellow Canadians here. Well, to all the Canadians, hello from the United States. Let's see here. Purple coming in here with a tropical storm membership. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Purple. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Jackson says go to 10,000 feet. No, you gotta escape Earth velocity, or you gotta escape. You gotta get out of Earth's orbit. Let's see here. Will it be downgraded in the next update to Cat 3? Maybe. I personally wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this thing is rapidly deteriorating in front of our eyes from dry air and wind shear. Let's see here. Lots of interest from our Canadian friends. Yep. Like I said, we're watching out for you guys too. Like I said, a lot of my programs doesn't reach out, or doesn't reach out in Canada, but like I said, I can still track it for the most part. I can still track tropical cyclones fairly well, even in the Canada, because most of the tropics has an overall view. It's the severe weather and stuff like that I can't really do. See, I had to renew, says the Purple. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Purple says, this is one of my favorite weather channels. I have one more. I appreciate it. When is the next advisory in Central Daylight Time? I think the new update comes at 11, so that'll be 10 o'clock your time. Pretty sure. Let's see here. Shout out to wind shear and dry. Yeah, pretty much. Big shout out goes to that. Let's see here. Next update's in 6 minutes. Really? Is that 10? I thought they do it every 6 hours. Because last time they did it was 5 o'clock. So 6 hours after 5 would be 11. Basic math. Yeah, no, we're not going to stay for that, for sure. Let's see here. Hey, Principal Edwards Island. Oh, gotcha. Let's see. David says, how can I send you something? Oh. I don't know. There's no way to directly send me something right now. I was eventually thinking of opening a P.O. box, for like fan mail. And I've seen some YouTubers do that. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's just an idea, though, What the heck is GFS doing? Bro, GFS is a crazy model. Like I said, guys, don't freak out. This is literally at the end of the run, over almost 400 hours away. Let's see here. How can I send you something that happened in Patterson at the end of the day? So images you can send us on Twitter, as well as you can send us stuff on Discord too. Yeah, Discord and Twitter. We have our Discord down below in the description. You guys can do that. Let's see here, the ghost storm from yesterday. There was a pretty crazy. Yeah, there was a bit of crazy weather out in the Mid-Atlantic. I heard. Pretty nuts. Let's see here. Doc says, what's going on? How's Fort Worth looking tonight? Any real threats? Not really. No. I mean, what we got going on right now... Sorry, I lied. I'm sorry, I lied. There is a little slight risk out there. I was thinking of a different day. I was thinking of tomorrow. But we got a slight risk for severe weather today. Let's see here. For tomorrow. Like I said, it's I was thinking it was the next day, but it's not. Let's see. Yeah, because tomorrow's outlook, there's nothing there. But there is a couple thunderstorms possible across, Dallas, obviously. Kicking off. Let's see, David says, okay, Andrew. Gotcha. But anyways, yep. Oh, wow. Looks like we made it to our 2-hour mark, guys. I think we are going to be heading off here very, very soon, guys. Okay? I think we are going to be heading off here because, I've... I don't have too much sleep on me right now. Pretty daggone tired, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think we covered about everything at least twice. See, the GFS doesn't really care about this anymore. Pretty much. The GFS is known to be the drunk model. GFS. Let's see. What's up, Aiden? Of course, Aiden, you joined at the wrong time, man. We're getting ready to head off here. So we've been live in 30 seconds, we'll be live for 2-hour mark. So Super says, bye Andrew. See you later. Doc says, I appreciate you. I appreciate you as well. Superstorm says, first place in W6. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Very sweet of you. Guys, if you could, like I said, you know me, I don't ask for anything on this channel. But if you could, and if you have not already, consider subscribing, because we're 25 subscribers off from 18,600. We just reached 18,500 today. Let's see if we can reach 18,600. So maybe share this with your friend or family member, or coworker, or neighbor, anybody, random dude on the side of the road. Be like, hey, have you seen Indoor Dome 6? Check them out. Let's see if we can do this. See if we can do this. Let's see, I'll be watching you until the storm is finished and waiting for the next one. I hear ya. Let's see, Roaster says, great job today. Thank you, I appreciate it. Big Fish says, let's see, thank you, take care. You as well. See you later, JJ. Let's see here. That's fine, Cat. Catman, you're good. Let's see, DJ says, get your rest. Yeah, I will, for sure. Serenity says, rest well, Andrew. You as well. I appreciate it. I got to give a big thank you to our donators, speaking of. So let's go ahead and, let's see. I got to give a big thank you goes to Timothy. So big thank you goes to Timothy, Wolfgamer. Big shout out goes to my friend Hutman. We have this. We also have Michael T. We have Tara, the Purple as well, for becoming a member here on the channel. And of course we got ourselves a Cashapp donation coming in from, let's see here. Oh no, I forgot your name already. I forgot your name already. I'm sorry. Davis, I'm sorry if you're still here. Like I said, that just goes to show you how much I am terrible with names overall. But also, let's see here. We also have ourselves Venmo as well. Had support coming in here from John. Yeah, John was coming in sweet with the support as well. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you all so much for the support. You guys absolutely rock. We love you guys. Every single one of y'all. See, JJ says, I subscribed. Going to bed now. Or going now. Bye. See you later. Hutman says, road to 25K. I think it'll be here before you know it. I think it will. Let's see here. Have a good night, y'all. You as well. Let's see here. Thank you, Andrew. See you later, Bone Mama. Let's see here. Watching from New Jersey. Hope you reach 18.6K soon. I appreciate it. Well, thanks for. I actually just see. Sometimes the channels pop up that people subscribe, and I literally see yours. So thank you, Peach, for subscribing. That really means a lot. Appreciate it. See, instant sub. Oh, well, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. Like I said, we'll be here for you guys throughout the thick and thin. Like I said, crazy, not crazy stuff. You know, we're always here for you guys. I'll make sure you guys are obviously prepared. See, love our Canadian friends. Absolutely. Absolutely. Every single one of you guys. We love every single one of you all. So, all right, y'all. Well, we're going to go ahead and head over here to the ending screen for now. The stream's going to head off here in about 2 minutes. So if there's anything you want to go ahead and say, go ahead and say your goodbyes to your friends, family, and overall people in the chat. Superstorm says, how much energy does my brain have and percentage? Let me check. 7%. I don't even think it's that much. No, I'm about to crash. Whenever I go upstairs and lay down, I'm going to probably fall asleep within 30 minutes. If that. Alright, good night, David. Let's see here. But alright, let's see. Mary says, sweet dreams. You as well. See you, Tash. See you later. Alright, guys. Yep, the stream's going to head off here in approximately 2 minutes. So, like I said, if you guys have anything you want to go ahead and say to your friends, family, anybody in the chat, go ahead and say your final goodbyes. And, alright, well, you guys take care, and we'll catch you guys here for tomorrow's update, sometime in the morning. Once again, guys, if you've not already, go check out our winter forecast. We got that done here today. Spent 8 hours on it, so go and check on it if you guys could. Be greatly appreciated. And, alright, well, you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you guys here for tomorrow. Peace out, my friends. See you then.